In this video, we're going to look at some of the basic keyframe animation in terms of how to set a position of an object, how to delete a keyframe once you put it, as well as a very common error that students will come into when doing it. We'll also show you how to render it because we're going to use that quite frequently. As stated earlier, it's important that you have a basic understanding of the layout of Blender and the basic interface controls, such as knowing that this is the object, up here's my light, here's my camera, as well as I'm in 3D view, and down at the bottom I'm in timeline, and it should look like that. So to set a keyframe, so down here in our timeline you'll see that we could pick our keyframe. So I start at 1, I could change that to 0 if I wanted, and I could manually select which keyframe I'm on, or I could just click. Manual obviously gives you a little bit more control, but I'll start at the beginning. This is the amount of range of keyframe. We're going to go small, so I'm going to knock it down to 45, and you should see that this is you should lessen the amount of frames. So I'm going to grab my cube. I'm here at the beginning. I'm at my origin, so I'm going to insert the keyframe. To do that, and unfortunately you can't see it, you just hit I. That's it. And you'll see insert keyframe menu. You have all of these options. The one I would recommend is just go with location, rotation, scale. And that way, if you decide to change it, if you want to move an object, this will pretty much catch everything. So once I hit that, you'll see at the bottom here, I've got a little yellow line now that came up. Okay. So now I want to go to 20. So I'll click down here on my timeline. I'll grab using G and Y for my Y axis. I'll grab it. I'll move it over to here. Again, I'll hit I for insert my keyframe. I'll hit location, rotation, scale. Boom, little yellow bar came up. I'll go to 40-ish, 39. Let's go to 40 exact. And I'll grab it again with my Y, and I will move it back and insert another keyframe. Okay, so I've got 3 keyframes. I could scrub through it, and oh yay, did what I wanted. Go out, come back, go out, come back. So let's take a look at it. To render it, we come up here for render. I will render my animation, and what that means is Blender's doing all the calculations. It's using the Bezier curves, and it's calculating the position, the movement of the object, all that good stuff that we don't really need to know about. We just need to know that's what it's doing. So now that it's done all the calculations for us, now I'm going to play it, and you can see that it plays. Okay. If I don't like it, I say, it's going a little too quick. That's fine. All right, hit escape. Let's go back here. And again, here on my properties, I see my render. I see my frame rate. Unfortunately, though, it only goes faster. But since it's a small amount of frames, I'm going to custom type it in, and I'm going to say, let's go with 15. Usually 12 to 15 is a pretty good judge. I have to re-render it, though, so the calculations are done with the frames per second. And you'll see that it will change the speed. So now when I play it, you'll see my speed is a little bit more gradual. It looks a little bit more natural. Okay. Now, let's start over. So Command N. And let's assume that I'm going to make a mistake. And again, this is going to be a common student mistake. Okay. So the most common mistake is going to happen is going to be twofold. One is I'm going to say, okay, I want to insert these keyframe in my cursors down here. Well, as I'm hitting I, nothing's popping up. It's important that the students know that the cursor has to be in the field of view. Okay. The next common one. So it's going to be about order. So I'm going to grab it. I'm going to move my cube over to here. I'm then going to come down here, and I want to set it to keyframe 20, but notice it moves. It's important that students realize you've got to set the keyframe you want, then go grab your object and insert my keyframe. Okay? Well, let's say I don't want that. All right, students make a mistake. It happens, right? I'm like, I don't really want level 20, or I'm not sure I want in that spot. All I got to do is go down here, select it, hit the space bar, and mine comes up by default, but you can start typing in delete keyframe, click it, and if you watch what's going to happen up here when I do it again, you'll see that it deleted it. So down here, spacebar, delete keyframe, boom, okay, and you'll see it deleted the keyframe. Okay, and that's about it for this. Thanks.